For 44 minutes, an entire city was under siege. Police officers hid behind their patrol cars. Their bullets couldn't stop the men walking straight toward them. People ran for their lives. Helicopters circled overhead. Live television captured every terrifying second. It looked like a Hollywood action movie. But this wasn't a movie. It was happening in the middle of Los Angeles. Two heavily armored bank robbers had just walked out of a Bank of America. Most robberies end within minutes. This one was only beginning. The two men carried military-style rifles, wore homemade body armor from head to toe, and had thousands of rounds of ammunition. Every police officer who arrived believed it would be over quickly. They were wrong. The officers fired again and again. Nothing happened. The bullets bounced off the robbers' armor. For the first time, the police realized they weren't facing ordinary criminals. They were facing an enemy they couldn't stop. And the next 44 minutes would become one of the most unbelievable gun battles in American history. The police kept firing, but the robbers refused to fall. Bullet after bullet struck their homemade steel armor, sending sparks into the air. Yet they kept moving forward. Officers had never seen anything like it before. Some believed they were facing criminals who were almost impossible to stop. The gunfight spread across the streets of North Hollywood. Terrified civilians abandoned their cars. Some ran into buildings. Others hid behind walls, hoping the bullets would never reach them. Above the city, news helicopters circled non-stop. Millions of Americans were watching the battle live on television. More police officers rushed to the scene, but many carried only pistols and shotguns against heavily armed robbers with automatic rifles. Every passing minute gave the criminals more confidence and pushed the police closer to desperation. Then something finally changed. For the first time since the shooting began, one of the robbers suddenly slowed down. Something had finally gone wrong. For nearly 40 minutes, the robbers had controlled the streets. Every attempt to stop them had failed. Police cars were destroyed. Officers were trapped behind their vehicles. But now, everything was beginning to change. One of the gunmen had already been hit several times. The bullets hadn't pierced his homemade steel armor, but they had shattered the bones in his legs. Every step became slower. Every movement became painful. He could no longer run. Police officers immediately noticed the difference. They kept firing from every direction, forcing the wounded robber farther down the street. His partner refused to abandon him. Instead, he stepped into the open, firing long bursts to protect his friend. The streets echoed with non-stop gunfire. Smoke filled the air. Glass shattered across the road. But there was one problem. Both robbers had already fired thousands of rounds. Their ammunition was running out. For the first time that day, they were no longer attacking. They were desperately trying to escape. And the police finally realized the battle was beginning to turn in their favor. But the robbers had reached their limit. One of them collapsed from his wounds, unable to fight any longer. The second refused to surrender. Even alone, he kept firing at every officer who came closer, determined to escape no matter the cost. Police surrounded him from every direction, closing every possible escape route. The gunfire slowly became less frequent. Then, silence. After 44 terrifying minutes, the longest bank shootout in modern American history was finally over. Miraculously, not a single police officer was killed, but 12 officers and 8 civilians had been wounded. The battle exposed a painful truth. Patrol officers simply weren't equipped to face criminals armed with military-style weapons. After that day, police departments across America began placing rifles inside patrol cars and changing the way officers prepared for deadly encounters. One brutal morning transformed American policing forever. And the North Hollywood Shootout became one of the most unforgettable firefights in history.